We will proceed now further, and we have now another presentation by Dr. Sudhir Singh Ji on climate change mitigation and Indian perspective, and also a case study of the Himalayan. So both India and Himalaya we will cover. The floor is yours, and you have 20 minutes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, friends on the dais, researchers of the Institute, and finally my philosopher and guru, Professor Ramesh Chand Sinha Ji. The title of my paper is Climate Change Mitigation, an Indian Perspective, a case study of Himalayan region. Because when Professor Rishi was presenting her inaugural remark in the morning, philosophically she was trying to showcase the kind of prevailing problems which had threatened the very survival of humanity and overall ecosystem within the Himalayan region. My previous friend has already covered Tibetan point, but I would like to add that Tibet remained the basic source of anarchy in India, and not only India, in South Asia, because 10 out of 10 river in Asia, Trans-Asian rivers, 7 originates from Tibet, including Mekong, Salween, Indus, Brahmaputra, and little, I think, some little distance rivers as well. And Tibetan territory is almost 25 lakh square kilometer, which is little, minus India, minus Pakistan, entire Indian territory is a Tibetan territory. And in another sense, entire Iranian territory and entire Pakistani territory is a Tibetan territory. So do not mislead yourself when you talk about Tibet. It is a big territory, a big landmass, which bifurcates South Asia to East and Central Asia. And it is very blessed with huge natural resources, including water one, which South Asia needs for sustenance, because South Asia is a hub of almost 1.5 billion people. My friend has already presented his views, but I will cite a report by Institute for Security and Development Policy in August 2025. They have come out with the report that the level of ecological damage caused by China's military expansion in Tibet is immense. Chinese uncontrolled plunder of Tibet's natural resources has created serious environmental issues. The report noted that extensive construction of roads, airstrips, and bases has led damage of glaciers. China's illegal occupation of Tibet is not only a threat to regional security but also to its ecology. Needless to say that it has created havoc for the agricultural sector of South Asia, not only India, and even it will also reduce the flow of rivers, major rivers in India. Many among you may be aware about the fact that in lean period 70% water in Ganges comes out from the Tibetan sources indirectly. So if China has not only planned to divert Brahmaputra, it has already diverted Mekong into the mainland. It has also planned to divert other smaller rivers which are mighty rivers in terms of overall flow of water. If they will be succeeding finally to do so, then it will be a disaster in India. And historians are, they have mentioned that due to lack of water, Mohenjo-daro civilization was finished. So such kind of situation may arise if adequate attention will not be given. I will draw your kind attention that under international law, lower riparian countries have subsequent right to share the water. Upper riparian countries have not a sole right, but China is violating all the rights. And finally, China has recently threatened America that they will not give them rare earth material. From where rare earth material is coming to China? Basically, it is from Tibet and parts from Xinjiang, and both are illegally occupied territory. So our policymakers has to rethink, has to revisit that Tibet is a territory of China or Tibet is a disputed territory of China. You have to take a call. And I would like to suggest that when, suppose 3, 4, 5 years, roughly 10 years within, China is planning to take over Taiwan forcefully, and China will open a war against Taiwan, and that will be another golden opportunity. History gives opportunity. Once when Pandit Nehru did a blunder while inking a Panchsheel Treaty, India had to correct its historical roots, historical accounts. While when China will attack Taiwan, of course America and Japan will open the war front, and India must annex Tibet at that point of time. That will be only a last time to India to settle the discourse. Otherwise, you are all set to suffer. You will cry, nobody will listen, because you know that United Nations, etc., they are only a kind of talking shops. They are taking a good black coffee and enjoying the ambience. That's all. Nothing is coming out from there, and one should not be hopeful about it. So, long back, Karl von Clausewitz, a German strategic philosopher, has stated that war is a continuation of politics by other means. So, Mackinder, my friend, has cited. Mackinder has also mentioned that central part is important to hold for an emerging power. So, central part of Asia is Tibet. So, whosoever will control over Tibet will control overall Asia. One has to rethink when we are planning to become a Vishwaguru or Viksit Bharat by next 25 years. We should rethink on this particular issue also. My dear friend, climate change consequences. We all know climate change is a serious problem. Dadabhai Naroji long back has already outlined through his famous theory, drain theory. He was the first British member of parliament, originated from India House of Commons, one with only 38 votes in 1888, and he was a great economist. He gave a theory of drain. Under that drain theory, he has established that all colonial powers have plundered their colonies, and India was one of the unfortunate colony which were plundered. In 2018, there was a report produced to the Davos World Economic Summit, and as per that report, Britishers have plundered almost 45 trillion, not million, not rupees, trillion dollar from India during their stipulated period of illegal occupation, right from Battle of Plassey, and then they left India in 1947.
Estimates say 65 trillion.
There is a debate, but what that has been presented, because that is an organized group of economists. So $45 trillion, and India's, right now India's reserve is $700 billion, even less than $1 trillion. Indian economy is 5 trillion only, and by all counts, Indian economy will be of $22-23 trillion by 2047. So they have already plundered double than that amount during their illegal occupation. So many scholars have opined that colonialism remains the largest cause of climate change mitigation. Globally, if you will see, in 1800, global population was 100 crore. Right now, it is 800 crore. By 2050, it will be 1100 crore. So, when first wave of industrialization took place, then illegal plundering of natural resources started by the so-called civilized countries, European countries, American countries, and they have plundered the countries of Asia and Africa, particularly their natural resources, and that is the key of today's climate change problem. And when Paris Climate Treaty was inked in December 2015, it was widely debated. There was a terse debate between developing countries and developed countries. Developed countries were arguing that since you have 70% population, so you must pay as per that proportion, and developing countries were arguing that since you have plundered the entire planet during your colonial period, so you must pay 60% of the total expenditure. Finally, it was, consensually agreed, and $30 trillion fund has been created. President Obama, during his first term, threatened to withdraw, and in this term, one of his earliest decisions to withdraw from the Paris climate commitment. So this is on as Guru Tagore has stated, Rabindranath Tagore has stated that India believes in universal citizenship. So we all must contribute every drop into the ocean of climate change mitigation. It is not a simple thing. It is not a small thing. From next 10 years, Earth's temperature is going to increase by 1.7 centigrade. That could be very disastrous for the humanity. So what to do? May I recall that now I will shift on Indian perspective. So in 1909, Gandhi wrote Hind Swaraj, and at that point of time, the entire saga of environmental problems or climate change today was not on the horizon. So Gandhi wrote that nature has given us enough for our need, not for our greed. So according to Ramji Singh, former member of parliament, a great Gandhian, Gandhi's Hind Swaraj was a warning against growing consumerism, materialism, and wrong model of development. Gandhi warned the humanity to have a synergy with nature. Gandhi opined that we must nurture the nature, then only nature will nurture us. So as we know that in European countries now, average is every year 30 to 40,000 people are dying due to heat waves. So heat waves are not only killing people in the hinterland of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, but also it kills the people in European cities. So scientists believe that if suppose there was a study in London, and as per that study, the 27,000 people which died in last year across Europe could have saved almost 68% of those numbers if climate change issues were not there. So it is one of the glimpse. Now how to come with that, cope with that, how to contain it. Every year in Diwali, we know after Diwali there is a smoke layer on Delhi, and we still confront with 300 AQI, and we wish to Almighty then there should be a wave of wind, and that wind should throw all this thick smog up to Lahore and Kabul's sky. That is the only solution every year. There is no solution in the government hand. Governments are all totally out of order. So what I will suggest that Indian perspective what Gandhi has suggested, simple life, less consumerism, and control of your lifestyle. That could be the best strategy to contain climate change consequences. See, what has happened has already happened. Our next generation and next to next generation are under severe threat. Water crisis has already become a serious problem across the country. So these problems are going to be very problematic in coming years. Priyanka has presented a very good paper in the morning. That could be also a little contribution into the mitigation process. Our Shastras are very much liberal about the protection of nature. So I have told some of my Sanskrit friend, and he has sent 2 slokas important here. Prithvi Shanti Rai Shanti Ausdham Shanti Vanaspat Shanti. It means पृथ्वी पर शांति हो, जल में शांति हो, औषधियों में शांति हो, वनस्पतियों में शांति हो. Second श्लोका is वृक्षा ही देव नीलया वृक्षा ही पृथ्वी धृति वृक्षा ही जीवन लोके वृक्षा ही परम धनम. वृक्ष वास्तव में देवताओं का निवास स्थल है। वृक्ष पृथ्वी को संभालने वाले, उसे धारण करने वाले हैं। इस संसार में जीवन का आधार भी वृक्ष ही है, इसलिए वृक्ष सबसे बड़ा और सर्वोत्तम धन है। बट वी ऑल नो हाउ वी आर कमिटेड फॉर आवर दीज धन्स. वी आर फ्रीक्वेंटली कटिंग these dhans without any hesitation. So back to back natural disasters right from early morning, Professor Ruchi has mentioned, we have witnessed. So one last citation from China Morning Post in August 2025. They reported on Himalayan ecology disaster. Back to back natural disasters triggered by heavy rain and flooding in the Himalayan region have highlighted the growing dangers posed by climate change to one of the world's most ecologically sensitive regions. So, my dear friend, from millions of years, our societal setup is like this, that our woman, our man, entire society is worshipping the nature. Take the example of our festivals, like just Chhath festival has been celebrated in eastern India. What is Chhath? Chhath is a kind of puja of Lord Sun, which is a only visible God, on the planet. If anybody will ask, have you seen the God? Our kids can say, yes, Surya Mama is visible here. So, Chhath is one practice. There are many such practices like Pongal, like Bihu, in many parts of the country, in all diverse cultural, philosophical tradition, you have in India such a kind of thing. Even in Kabir Das Sakhis, you will find kind of dedication, traditional dedication for nature. So the problem is that we have enough population, 140 million. We have 2.5% of the global land, we have only 2% of the global water. So how to cope up with this situation? The only thing is that you have to be abide by your own age-old trusted traditions, and those traditions are compelling you. It is the compulsion right now to revisit your Sanatan tradition. This is the only way to come out from this mess. Otherwise, this problem of climate change, not only I have told that not only it has threatened the survival of the humanity, but the way it is coming stronger year by year, it will finish the civilizations. It will finish the human existence. And since India is a very sensitive country in that context because of the given factors, so therefore we Indian must contribute through adopting our traditions. Suppose I have car and I have to go. Okay, I understand. So I have car and I have to go 3 places. So one place you can park your car and one place you can walk down. You should not have 100 pairs of clothes and 200 pairs of chappals and shoes. You need to get it down. Your appetite for materialism must be down. Your house should not be, as Sarmaji was telling in the morning concluding remark, that one house, one room you are living and rest room your ego is living. So you must set your ego, because your survival is under stake, and your survival is one point. Your incoming generation survival is also at stake. It is your moral and philosophical duty to ensure your incoming generation's future, and that Indian perspective, Indian tradition is only prescribing. We have a tradition, we need to revisit, we need to strengthen, we need to promote it, and that is only option beside government efforts right from Rio de Janeiro 1992 till November Brazil conference we just had finished 2 days before. We have many pledges, many funds have been created. International level, many efforts have been taken, but those actions are fine. But we need to contribute through our individual efforts. We are 18% of the entire global humanity. So our individual efforts will make a huge dent in overall mitigation of the climate change. Thank you very much.